Hello and welcome back to the Deep Dive. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is the place where we usually take a whole stack of sources, articles, research, sometimes even books, and we break them down.
Right. We try to pull out the most important bits of information, the key insights.
And we help you understand the why behind the what.
Exactly. And usually, we're diving into tech trends or maybe some ancient history, complex science. But today, we're doing something a little different.
A little special.
Yeah, we're shifting gears.
We are. We're going to slow the pace down a little bit.
Just a notch. Right.
Exactly. We're kind of opening the doors wide today for a really specific part of our audience.
Mm-hmm. Our listeners who are on that journey of learning English.
Yeah. We know so many of you use podcasts to, sharpen your listening skills, to pick up new words.
And just to get comfortable with the natural flow of the language. So today, we're going to be your companions on that journey. We'll speak clearly. We'll take our time.
And we're going to unpack a really specific dialogue about one of the biggest cultural events on the entire planet.
We want this to feel like you're in a conversation with friends.
Friends who just happen to be teachers.
Exactly. No rushing. We're just going to hang out, explore a really fascinating topic, and hopefully you'll learn some new things along the way.
And the topic today is, it's huge. It's massive. We are talking about Chinese New Year.
Or, and you'll hear this a lot too, the Lunar New Year.
Right.
You might hear both names, and they're basically referring to the same big celebration.
And looking at our source material for today, this is not just some small holiday. It's described as the single biggest festival in China.
And in many other parts of Asia, too.
It's not just a day off from work. It's a whole cultural phenomenon.
It's the big one. If you think about major holidays in English-speaking countries, like, say, Christmas or Thanksgiving, Chinese New Year has that same level of importance.
Maybe even more in some ways.
Maybe even more. It's so deeply rooted in tradition, in history, and family.
And to help us really understand all of this, we have a really interesting source today. It's a lesson skipped. So it has two hosts named Marco and Erica who are kind of guiding us.
Mm-hmm.
But inside that lesson, there's a dialogue, a conversation between two characters.
Yes, and these characters are so important for setting the scene. First, we have Li Ming.
Li Ming.
He's a Chinese student, so he's our insider. He knows the culture, he knows the traditions, he knows all the rules.
And then we have Sarah.
And Sarah is his international friend.
So she's the outsider, looking in.
Exactly. And for Sarah, this is a totally brand new experience.
Wow.
The source says she's experiencing her very first Chinese New Year. So, in a way, we're all Sarah today.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so we are walking in Sarah's shoes. We're looking at this whole festival with fresh eyes, trying to figure out what is going on around us.
Exactly. And even if you already know a little bit about Chinese New Year, just try to imagine you're seeing it for the very first time. That's the mindset we're going to use today.
So our mission, if we're doing a deep dive into this lesson, what are we trying to achieve here?
Well, I think we have two main goals. The first one is to unpack the language.
The vocabulary.
The vocabulary, yeah. Some specific words, some grammar points, phrases from the dialogue that are really, really useful for English learners. We're going to break those down so you can actually use them.
Okay, that's goal one. And the second goal?
The second goal is to understand the why.
The why.
Why are there red lanterns everywhere? Why are there these super loud noises? Why is this one particular dinner so important? We want to understand the cultural traditions that Li Ming is explaining to Sarah.
Family, food, and luck. It seems like those are the big themes that keep coming up.
Absolutely. Those are the three pillars of this holiday. Family, food, and luck.
Okay, let's do it. I want to just transport us into the scene. Let's imagine we're Sarah. We're walking down the street with our friend Li Ming. The festival is just beginning. What is the very first thing you notice?
According to the dialogue, the first thing that hits Sarah isn't a sound. It's not a smell.
It's a color.
It's a color. It's overwhelmingly visual. She just says, the streets are so red.
The streets are so red. It's not just a little splash of color here or there. It's everywhere.
And, in many cultures, colors have meanings. But here, in the source, Li Ming explains very clearly why everything is red.
What does he say?
He tells Sarah that red is a lucky color.
A lucky color. That's so interesting because, in some Western cultures, red might mean stop or danger or warning.
Right.
But here, it's luck.
Yes. In the context of Chinese New Year, red is not just for decoration. It has a job. It serves a purpose. Li Ming says it represents happiness and good fortune.
Okay, stop right there. That is a great word. Represents.
represents.
Li Ming says red represents happiness.
Yeah.
Let's do a deep dive just on that one word.
Absolutely. It's a key vocabulary word for today.
Right.
Represent. That's R-E-P-R-E-S-E-N-T.
So what does it actually mean? We use it all the time in English, but it can feel a little abstract.
For sure. Erica, one of the hosts in our source, she gives a really clear definition. She says to represent means to be a symbol of something.
To be a symbol of something. Okay. Can we use an example? Because sometimes definitions are hard to remember without, like, a picture in your head.
Definitely. The source gives a classic one. Think about a white dove. You know, the bird.
So a white bird, yeah.
When you see a picture of a white dove, what do you think of?
Yeah.
You don't just think, oh, that's a bird with white feathers.
No. Usually my mind goes straight to peace.
Peace.
Like, no war, calm.
Exactly. So you can say, the white dove represents peace. The bird is the symbol. Peace is the meaning. The bird represents peace.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So in our dialogue, the color red is the symbol.
Correct. The color red represents happiness. It represents good fortune. So when people see red everywhere during the New Year, they're not just seeing a color.
They're seeing a message.
Exactly. Message of good luck.
That's a really useful word for our listeners. You can use it in so many different ways, like a heart shape represents love.
Or a country's flag represents the country.
Or even something practical, like on the road. The red light represents stop.
Precisely. It's a bit of a higher level word, but the idea behind it is simple. It connects a thing you can see to an idea you can't see.
So when Sarah's looking down that street and she sees red everywhere, she's really looking at a physical representation of happiness.
Exactly. And she sees something specific, right? She doesn't just say red things.
No, she mentions red lanterns.
Yeah, she asks, why is everyone hanging those red lanterns?
So lanterns they're like lights, basically.
Yes, usually made of paper or maybe silk, and they have a light inside. Hanging red lanterns is a huge part of the whole visual atmosphere of the festival.
It sets the mood. It tells everyone, hey, this is a special time.
It creates an atmosphere. I mean, if you just imagine a whole street lined with these glowing red lanterns, it just feels warm. It feels inviting.
And now that we know red represents luck, hanging the lanterns is it's like hanging up luck all over the street for everyone.
That's a perfect way to put it. So visually, we've got red everywhere. Red lanterns, red signs, red everything. It's bright, it's happy. But then the scene changes a little.
Or at least the sensory experience changes.
Right, because it's not just about what Sarah sees anymore.
It's about what she hears. And she hears something loud.
Very loud.
In the dialogue, Sarah asks, oh, what's that loud noise? She sounds a little surprised, right? Maybe even a bit startled.
And Li Ming, he knows exactly what it is. He doesn't even have to look. He just says, those are firecrackers.
Firecrackers. Okay, let's look at that word.
It's a compound word, really. You have fire.
And crackers.
Erica, in the source material, she really emphasizes how to say it. She breaks it down. Firecrackers.
Breaking it down helps. And a cracker here. It's not the food you eat with cheese.
No, it comes from the sound it makes.
Yeah.
Like a crack or a bang. And
Yeah.
fire, well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
The spark, the heat.
So Marco, the other host, he defines them as small explosives that make a bang sound.
Bang. That's the sound word. We call that onomatopoeia.
Right. When the word sounds like the actual noise it describes. Now, there's a very specific verb that we use with firecrackers. And this is so important for our learners because English verbs can be so tricky. You don't just turn on a firecracker like a light.
Wow.
You don't play it like a game.
No, those verbs would sound very strange. In the dialogue, Li Ming says, we set them off.
Set off. Okay, this is one of those famous phrasal verbs. English learners love phrasal verbs.
Or maybe they dread them. A little bit of both, I think.
Probably a mix. But set off is a great one to know. So let's unpack that. What does set off actually mean?
Well, Erica explains that we use set off for things that explode or suddenly start making a loud noise.
So you use it for fireworks?
You use it for firecrackers.
But it's not just for celebrations, is it?
No, that's a great point. You can also use it for alarms.
Like a smoke alarm in your house.
Yes. Imagine you're making toast. You put it in the toaster, you walk away, you forget about it.
The toast burns, smoke starts pouring
And
out.
then that loud beeping sound starts. Beep, beep, beep.
Ah, you set off the smoke alarm.
Exactly. I set off the alarm.
Li Ming set off the firecrackers.
It just means to make them start, to trigger that explosion or that noise.
Okay, so we know what they're doing. They're setting off firecrackers. But this is a deep dive, so we have to ask the next question. Why?
Right. Why make all that noise? Is it just for fun?
I mean, fireworks are pretty, and loud noises can be exciting, but Li Ming gives a very, very specific cultural reason for the firecrackers. It's not just for the thrill.
No. He tells Sarah, we set them off to scare away bad luck and evil spirits.
To scare away bad luck, that's a fascinating idea.
It really is. It treats bad luck almost like a physical thing, like an animal or a person that can be frightened by noise.
So the belief is that these spirits, the bad ones, they're afraid of loud noises.
That's the idea. The loud bang from the firecracker is designed to literally frighten them away from your home, from your street.
It's kind of like cleaning your house, but for the spirit world, you're cleaning out all the bad luck with sound.
That is a great analogy. You want to start the new year fresh, right?
Right.
You don't want any of the old bad stuff from last year hanging around. So you set off the firecrackers, you make a huge bang, and you scare all those bad spirits away for a clean start.
So we've got red for bringing in the happiness, and we've got loud noises for scaring away the bad stuff. Sarah is getting a full sensory education here.
She really is. She's seeing the luck with the color red, and now she's hearing the protection with the firecrackers.
And then she spots something else, something much quieter, but maybe even more exciting for the people involved.
I guess the interaction with the little cousin.
Right. Sarah is paying attention to the people around her. She says, I saw your little cousin holding a small red packet. And she also notices his emotion. She says, he looked very happy.
A small red packet. Now, Li Ming gently corrects her, or maybe he just gives her the proper name for it.
He says, haha, that's a red envelope, or Hongbao.
Hongbao. That's the Chinese word for it.
But in English, we usually just translate it directly. Red envelope.
And then Li Ming explains the rules of this tradition. It
Right.
sounds like there's a whole system for who gives and who gets one. It's not random.
No, it's very structured. Li Ming explains, older people give them to children.
So it flows downwards.
Yeah.
From the older generation to the younger generation.
And later in the source material, Marco, the host of the lesson, he has this really nice personal detail about this. He reflects on his own life with red envelope.
Oh, right. He says that when he was a kid, he used to be the one receiving them.
But now,
Now he's older. So he says, I'm the one giving them now.
that's a real rite of passage, isn't it? Becoming the person who gives the red envelope instead of the one who gets it.
It is. It kind of marks your transition into adulthood. It means you're earning your own money now, and you can help support the younger generation.
And Marco says something really sweet about that change. He says, it feels good to see the kids' faces light up.
Light up.
Yeah.
That's such a great idiom.
Yeah. It doesn't mean their face actually turns into a light bulb, does it?
No, of course not. It's describing their expression. When someone is just so happy and excited, their smile is huge, their eyes are wide and bright, we say their face lights up.
And why are they so happy? Why did Li Ming's cousin's face light up? Sarah is about to find out the secret.
It's not just a nice card inside that envelope, is it? It's not a letter that says, best wishes.
No. Li Ming tells her, there is money inside.
The big reveal.
Cold, hard cash.
And Sarah's reaction is just perfect. She says, money, lucky kids.
Which is exactly what I would say. It really is the best gift for a child. You can go buy whatever you want with it.
And Marco, he defines it a bit more formally. He says it's a gift of money given during holidays or special occasions.
So to put it all together, the red envelope, or Hongbao, is a gift of money wrapped in red paper to represent luck.
Given by older people to children.
That's a perfect summary, and it connects right back to that theme of good fortune we talked about. You are literally giving fortune, in the form of money, to the next generation.
It's a way of wishing them prosperity for the new year. You're saying, here is some wealth to get your year started.
Okay, so Sarah has seen the streets. She has heard the firecrackers. She has learned about the red envelopes, but now the day is moving on. It's getting late.
The sun is going down. The day is turning into night.
And Li Ming starts talking about his plans for the evening.
He says, tonight is the reunion dinner.
The reunion dinner. This sounds like a massive deal.
It is. Let's look at that word reunion. It's a big word.
It is, but if you break it down, it's actually pretty logical. It's made of two parts, re and union.
Let's start with the second part. Union.
A union is a coming together, a joining.
And re, that prefix re, usually means again.
Oh, right. Like redo means to do something again. Rewrite is to write again.
So reunion literally means
Coming together again.
coming together again. Marco defines it just like that.
And so a reunion dinner is when the whole family comes together again to eat a meal.
And Li Ming really emphasizes how important this is. He doesn't just say, oh, we're having dinner. He says it's the most important meal of the year.
The most important meal of the entire year. That is a huge statement.
It really is. It shows you that despite all the decorations and the fireworks and the money, the real core of this holiday is the family.
It's about being in the same room together.
It's very similar to, say, Thanksgiving dinner in the United States or Christmas dinner in the UK.
Right. It's that one time a year when everyone has to come home.
Exactly. Even if you work in a different city or you go to school far, far away, you travel back for this one dinner. It's that important.
And of course, if it's the most important meal, then the food has to be special. You're not just eating, a quick sandwich.
Oh, absolutely not. The menu is very carefully planned.
And Li Ming mentions two specific dishes. He says, my whole family will eat dumplings and fish together.
Dumplings and fish. Two classics.
Now, in the source material, Erica asks a really smart question. She says, why is fish important?
Right. Why fish? Why not chicken or beef? Why is fish considered the lucky dish for this meal?
And Marco gives us this absolutely fascinating linguistic insight. This is one of those aha moments. If you love languages, you're going to love this part.
It's basically a pun. A play on words.
A pun in Chinese. Explain it to us. How does a fish connect to luck?
Okay, so Marco explains that in the Chinese language, the word for fish is pronounced yu.
Okay, you, I can remember that.
But there is another Chinese word, a completely different word with a different meaning, that is also pronounced yu.
And what does that other word mean?
It means surplus.
Surplus. Okay, that's a harder English word. S-U-R-P-L-U-S. What does surplus mean?
Marco defines it as extra or more than enough.
More than enough.
So imagine you go to the store and you buy 5 apples, but you only need to eat 2 of them. You have 3 extra apples. You have a surplus of apples.
Okay, I get it. So you have wealth left over, you have food left over, you're not just scraping by.
Exactly. So when a family eats fish, the you at the reunion dinner, they're thinking about that other word, surplus, the other you.
Because the words sound exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So eating fish represents.
Eating fish symbolizes or represents having more than enough in the new year.
That is so cool. So by eating the fish, you are hoping that next year you won't be poor, you won't be hungry, you will have a surplus.
You'll have extra. It's like a form of prosperity magic woven right into the dinner menu.
I love how language and food connect like that. The sound of the word becomes the wish for the future. So by eating the you, fish, you hope to get the you surplus.
It's very clever. And it makes the meal so meaningful, you're not just filling your stomach.
You're building your future luck.
That's right. And it just shows that everything in this festival seems to be about symbolism. The red color, the loud noise, the money gift, and now the fish. It's all designed to bring good things into your life for the year ahead.
So we've had the visuals, the sounds, the money, the food. The night ends, and people wish each other well.
They do.
Sarah says, Happy Chinese New Year, Li Ming.
Which is the standard English greeting.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You can always say that. It's polite. It's clear. No problem.
But Li Ming, being a good teacher, he teaches her the traditional Chinese phrase.
Yes. He says, or as we say, Gong Shi Fa Kai.
Gong Shi Fa Kai.
It's the traditional greeting. It's what you'll hear everyone saying to each other.
And I imagine, just like we learned with the fish and the surplus, that phrase itself probably means something about wishing for good fortune.
Yes, exactly. It's basically wishing you prosperity and wealth.
Looking back at how Marco and Erica structured this lesson in our source material, they had a really smart approach to learning.
They really did. They didn't just play the dialogue one time and then stop.
No, they played it through once at normal speed,
Mm-hmm.
then they stopped and broke it all down word by word, and then they played it again, but slower.
That slow speed version is so helpful for learners.
Why is that? Why is listening to it slowly so important?
Well, because when you're first learning a new word like firecrackers or reunion, you really need to hear how it fits into the sentences. When native speakers talk fast, which we all do,
Right.
the words can kind of blend together.
Yeah, set off might just sound like one word, set off.
Exactly. But when you slow it down, you can clearly hear, we set him off. You can catch all the little details. You can hear the pronunciation much more clearly.
And the repetition, too. They really emphasize repeating the words out loud.
Repetition is key. And context is key.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's easier to remember the word lantern when you can picture a red lantern in your mind. It's easier to remember the word surplus now that you know the story about the fish.
Ah, I see. It's all connected. The culture helps you learn the language.
And the language helps you understand the culture. You can't really separate the two.
That is so true. You really can.
I mean, think about what we just covered today. We didn't just memorize a list of vocabulary words. We learned the stories behind them.
No, not at all. Let's do a quick recap. What were the three big vocabulary items that we focused on today? Let's review them for our listeners.
Okay, first, we had firecrackers.
The loud explosives, Firecrackers. And remember that phrasal verb that goes with it?
Set off. We set off firecrackers.
Perfect. What was number two?
Second, we had the red envelope.
Or Hongbao, the gift of money.
Yeah.
And remember the rule.
Older people give it to younger people.
And third, we had the reunion dinner.
The big family meal. The idea of coming together again.
But we didn't just learn the words, we also learned the why.
The cultural logic behind it all.
We learned that firecrackers are for scaring away bad luck and evil spirits.
We learned that the red envelope is a way of giving luck and wishing happiness for the children.
And we learned that the reunion dinner, especially the fish, is about family unity and hoping for a surplus in the year to come.
It's a really beautiful system of beliefs when you think about it. It's all very optimistic. It's all about looking forward and hoping for a good year.
It really is.
You know, I keep thinking about that comment Marco made in the source about how he actually loves giving the envelopes now.
Yes, that really stuck with me too.
It just shows how traditions evolve for us as we grow up. When you're a kid, the holiday is all about getting the money. It's about the excitement of receiving.
But when you become an adult, the joy shifts. It
Yeah.
becomes about the joy of giving.
It becomes about watching the next generation be happy, seeing their faces light up.
And that's a universal feeling, I think. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or Chinese New Year or a birthday. The joy of being the giver is a really special kind of maturity.
It really is. And that idea of the reunion dinner, that concept of coming together again, I think everyone, no matter where you're from in the world, can relate to that.
Absolutely. Life is so busy. We work, we study, we move to different cities, we get separated from our families. But having that one day a year where the rule is, you must come home, you must sit and eat with us, that keeps the family strong.
It creates a center of gravity for the family, the most important meal of the year.
I like that. I'm going to remember that phrase.
Me too.
So we have unpacked the dialogue. We've learned the words. We've explored the meanings behind the traditions.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Before we go, I want to leave our listeners with a thought. A little challenge, maybe?
Oh, I like a challenge. What is it?
Well, we talked a lot about that word represents. You know, red represents luck. The fish represents surplus. The white dove represents peace.
Yes. That was our key verb for today.
So I want you to think about your own culture, or even just your own family or your own life. What represents good luck for you?
Oh, that's a great question.
Is it a color? Is it an object? Is it a specific kind of food?
It's different everywhere. In some cultures, a horseshoe over the door represents luck.
In others, finding a four-leaf clover represents luck.
In some places, seeing a ladybug land on you represents good luck.
Exactly. So think about it, and then try to use the English sentence structure we learned. In my culture, blank represents good luck.
That's a perfect way to practice today's vocabulary. Just fill in that blank.
In my culture, the color yellow represents royalty.
In my culture, rain on your wedding day represents good fortune.
Try to make that sentence true for you. Say it out loud. Practice using that word, represents.
And if you have a friend who is also learning English, try to tell them the story about the fish and the surplus. See if you can explain that pun to them.
Because teaching is the best way to learn, after all.
It really, really is.
Well, this has been a wonderful deep dive. I feel like I learned a lot, not just about the English words, but about how to really appreciate this festival.
It was a real pleasure to slow down and just look at all the details.
So a big thank you to Li Ming and Sarah, and to Marco and Erica from our source material for guiding us through this. And of course, thank you to you, our listeners, for learning with us today.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and don't ever be afraid to ask why when you see a new tradition you don't understand.
Happy learning, everyone.
And Gong Shi Fa Kai.
Gong Shi Fa Kai. We'll see you in the next deep dive.